Under. No goals. No goals.
It's time to check the game notes. I think we're going to have the show of the year here.
We're almost having magical moments here.
Show Mindsies time, Army. Show. Start us off.
What an opportunity. Another idea by me.
Everything's Murls' idea. Dumber.
Welcome. It's time to check the game notes. That was not an April Fool's joke. We are coming to you a half hour early today, Arm Dog, and we're going to find out why soon enough. But as always, our favorite sponsor, DraftKings. I got to tell you about DraftKings Sportsbook. No sport flips faster than hockey. One power play, a goalie pulled with 2 minutes left, and everything changes. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is built for that kind of chaos with live betting from puck drop to the final horn. Also at DraftKings, this is important, DraftKings has your back with early exit protection. If you place a pregame player prop bet and your player starts the game but leaves in the first period due to injury and doesn't return, you'll get your bet back in cash. No bonus bets, no opt-in, just real protection when injuries happen early. We don't like to see them, but DraftKings takes care of us with that. If you're new to DraftKings, bet just $5, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook today. Use code Chicklets. That's code Chicklets. Turn $5 into $200 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. I had a 3-1 night last night on DraftKings.
Guess who screwed you?
I destroyed DraftKings. Yes, you're right. Who did screw me last night?
Oh, I know. Hughes dominating MSG. That's the only one. God damn.
Yeah, but I've been on fire. Had a great week last week. I think you saw the tweet with all the green check marks.
I love how you do that.
Sportsbook just took a beating and started off again good last night, 3-1.
Yeah,
and we got picks coming up later.
I love those. I love your tweets when you send that and you got all the green checks. It gets me going. I like seeing that. I think people like seeing that, obviously. Pretty big time.
And that's when you get on board when you see those.
Yeah, when he starts rolling. Murls is streaky too, like highly streaky. I think I don't know what it is. It's like the signs kind of guy, the rainbow game, all that stuff. Everything starts to connect for you. You start stacking and then you just get hot. It's like at the blackjack table, right? A lot of people shout out to the chat. Welcome. 11:30, Murls. We had to bump it up. You see, I got the collared shirt on. I'm looking good. I got to catch a flight with the Penguins.
That's an NHL travel shirt right there.
There it is right there. Nice pair of slacks. Is that what they call them? Slacks to go with this, to travel on the plane. I'm still in the NHL. I just don't have to play in the games. It's pretty great.
That's
but 4 games, Murls, in 6 nights. It'll be 4 games in 6 nights. I was in Long Island the other night. They played back-to-back against Detroit last night, and they scored 13 goals, the Penguins, out of nowhere. Just an absolute bloodbath the way they just turned it on. They were kind of like middling for a bit, and then of late, just the last few games, just boom, turned it on, cranked it up, found a way, scoring goals like crazy. Anthony Mantha, 30-goal season, career year.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, hey? So, yeah, that's why we had to bump the show up. My flight leaves a little earlier than normal time so that I can get on there. So thank you to everyone for accommodating that while you're at work, like fake working, or like, oh, you got your earbuds in. Murls, I see we're on show 95. That's pretty sick. We're coming up on a hundo.
Hundo official game notes once a week podcast shows. That's pretty impressive.
That's not counting game notes daily that we pounded out every day. The first
there was 100 of those on their own.
Oh, those were unreal. How many people in the chat are like from those days?
Yeah.
I wonder right now, how many people did we get in the chat that came for the game notes dailies when we were doing those little hot pepper pots every day? Just unbelievable. Just sprinkling it, Murls. You had picks coming out everywhere.
I loved those. I love those days. We may have to go back to them this playoffs because it's going to be insane. The standings are out of control. But before we get to the NHL, Army, I know you just talked about your team, the Penguins, but I think last time we left you were with your other team, the 14U 15U 15 only, whatever they want to call it. Mount St. Charles team out in the Nationals. I know the chat. I know I want to hear the outcome of it.
Yeah. So Shattuck ended up winning the whole thing. They were good. And believe me, they had I think 2 to 3 kids that were up by age group. So they didn't even have some kids that were of their own age playing there. It was so cool at that thing though. I ran into John Mitchell, one of my old teammates. And congratulations to him. He won the 16U, I believe that's what they call it, age group for nationals with Okanagan Hockey Club out of Colorado. Ex-Leaf, ex-Avalanche, great guy. It was so great catching up with him. Every time I saw him at the rink, he came obviously for a game, and Cruz would be playing his team, and he'd come stand with me for like an hour and then just go in to address his team and deal with his team like, like a coach, like 10 minutes before the puck drop. So I got to hang out with him. Brett Lebda, another guy that's there. He was there with his 16 team with the Reapers. I played with him in Toronto, ex-Detroit Red Wing Stanley Cup champion there. Great guy. Does some great things for the Reapers program, working there and coaching. Barrett Jackman was there, their St. Louis team, Murls, at the 16U.
Oh, yeah.
John Mitchell beat their team in the finals of that 16U division. But yeah, my son's team, they got through the round robin, and then they ended up playing Honey Baked in the quarterfinals, and this Honey Baked team was pretty structured, controlled the game, and ended up, kind of strangling us out of that game. Like it was good. Cruz had a good week though. Played awesome. It was fun. He improved so much this year, and down the stretch was playing really good. So he should be proud. Congrats to all those kids though, and families. Like everyone's there, right, Murls? You know how it is. Like the travel. We had to go to freaking Green Bay, but that was just one of the weeks for this national event. But traveling all over the place. Being there on every weekend, I was before that over Olympic break. I was in New Jersey. I was in Utica. I was in frickin' New Hampshire trying to catch games and just go watch. So pretty awesome. Congrats to all the teams that won 2 Murls. And then because Cruz lost out, his flight was booked to go back to like Mount St. Charles to go back to school. And Mel had driven up, and because of my schedule, I flew up. So I met them. So I had a flight book. So I had to work a game on Saturday for the Penguins. So I'm like, they lost out on Friday afternoon, Murls. I'm like, screw this. Get in the car. I dad Tetris the back trunk. How good are you at that, Murls? Just unbelievable.
You cannot waste space, like especially with our little one. We got to bring the little potty, so you got to wedge that in a certain little crevice. You can get that in a spot.
I got big suitcases. I got little suitcases. I got those like those mom beach bags just stuffed with shit, like just insanity. But I found it. I got it in there. We have a dog crate, so we had to bring the dog, right? We got the dog. Remember, I missed Cruz's goal because I had to take the dog out. But got it in there, and I think it was like a 9 to 10 hour drive from Green Bay or something like that. I could be wrong, but I think it's that. And I just hauled ass. I think we got home at like 2, 3 in the morning.
That's insane.
After that game. But I'm like, let's get home, cancel the flights. Let's just get home, dad style. Got everything fit in the car and just booked it. I took down a speeding ticket though, Murl.
Oh no. How bad?
Roasted me. It wasn't that bad. It was a couple $100, but like the guy kind of like, I was in Ohio when I was doing it. It was like almost midnight, and I was like, I just wanted to get home. When you're like,
is that a cash deal? Is that a cash deal? $200?
Wasn't Moscow, Russia cash deal on the side of the road? No, but I got the ticket, paid it already, so I'm good. But yeah, I got busted. Like it was an easy traffic stop. Like it's been like 15 years since I got like a ticket or anything. I'm generally a rule follower. Like I don't like getting in trouble. Like it sucks. I get a sick feeling in my stomach, Murls. But the Ohio cop got me. He was like 23-year-old state trooper, just like a young guy,
right?
Just
fresh out of the academy.
Fresh. Got me, and I paid it already. But got home, no big deal. Quick traffic stop, ho hum. But good season, fun year, Murls. Absolutely awesome. And what have you been doing? You've been playing beer league. You've been ripping it up.
Beer league playoffs tomorrow night. So we had a skate Monday, just getting in shape. I actually it never ends around this house. I just had my buddy here, Olari, looking at the back patio. I'm trying to get a back patio put in. I got to get topsoil put down. I got to get
level it.
Hydro seeded. Once it's almost warm enough, we need another week probably. I can get that. So I just had him here all morning trying to work out that plan. Not easy. Is your back door, is it walkout, or is it like the door is elevated, so you have to do an elevated deck, right? Yep. The one thing I told the guys when they were here digging the original hole, I'm like, guys, I want to be able to just step right out. I'm out into there. And they're like, it doesn't work that way in New York. We got to build these big basements and all of this. And I have, I think 3 or 4 steps. And now he was just saying here that he's like, I can bring in enough dirt and we'll get it down to like 2 steps for you. But
Or,
I think
yeah,
I'm going to
like
do a
coming on, are you
landing
gonna
area. I like the landing area straight out. And then if I
Yep.
can deal with the steps later on, I'm okay with it.
Are you gonna do a backyard patio, or are you gonna do the deck off of the thing straight out like a massive wooden deck, palatial?
This is what we were doing all morning. We were trying to figure that out, and we were at one point we were going to do half like a deck, and then you walk down from that into a stamped concrete.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we ended it.
You know what
I just saw him leave now, so that was like 30 minutes ago. I left and went Johanna. So I don't know what kind
So
of
your
patio
plants
I'm
got
getting.
just roasted.
Yeah.
The wife's like, put a flower garden here, and here, and just build this
Pergola
up
up here.
Pergola.
Permanent fireplace here. I
should
I
do
just
an
need a
outdoor-
bar and a TV.
Yeah, you should do an outdoor. You should go stairs down to the ground, and then it's away from the house, a separated, not connected to the house, outdoor living structure with like a built-in bar area and a TV up there, and you can just lay on a couch. You got your bar, your grill. Everything's right there built in. That would be so sick.
Yeah. I
Fans
just don't
or
want to
heaters.
screw it up. I don't want to get like all horned up here and oh yeah, let's do that. And then like, oh no, we got to like really make sure we do this correctly.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think that's so big. Like when you're a homeowner now and people know like if you're in a condo, you don't have to worry about this. But like when you get your own space in your own backyard and you're of our age now, Murls, you never want to leave your house. Like you're just like, let's make this like the resort. Let's make this like the
everybody
main
comes
hangout.
here.
Yes, this is the main hangout, so you don't have to go anywhere. You're just like a beached whale on a chair in the backyard watching sports, drinking in the summer when it's nice out, tarp off, boobs and boiler hanging out, like the whole deal. Like like always, just in case, ashtray maybe there for stogies when the boys come over when you're really hitting it. But that's the life. That's the dad life. Like if you can get that, Murls, everything is good. That's the new man cave, I think, is like the backyard living setup. I think that's the
NHL playoffs in April, May. Is there anything better than watching those outside?
No, that's the greatest thing ever.
Like that's what I want to have. Like everybody's gonna know that the NHL playoffs started. All right, I know Murls has it on in the back patio, and I know he's got a cooler full of beer, and I know he's got steaks on the grill.
Yes. Oh my God, steaks on the grill, playoff hockey on.
We're almost there, folks, and we're almost
nipples
there.
Are getting hard, Murls. What a life that is. Well, you got lots going on all the time. Anything on your list lately? Anything added? Any new projects other than the backyard?
No, pretty simple. A lot of playing outside. Oh, I got the leaves. I'm looking right out now. I got a pile out there. I ran out of room in the trash can. There's so many leaves out here. So after this show ends, I'll be out. I'll be working the leaves again. That was about it. That's about the biggest project right now is I got to get these leaves cleaned up and I got to figure out what I'm doing with the dirt and hydro seed. But I was happy to have a Laurie here and he just told me, he's like, relax. He goes, you can't hydro seed for another week at least.
Yeah. The weather dictates like when things like pop and stuff, but like what's better, Christmas or outdoor playoff hockey, steaks on the grill?
Yeah.
Sun out.
Playoffs.
I know. I'm a huge Christmas guy, but I might go playoffs. I might go playoffs outside. That's unbelievable.
We might have to get one of those new poles put up on that. Could be a tight race on that one. Speaking of the guy, this guy knows all about the polls. Let's get Pasha in here because I just watched it yesterday. This Sandbagger, it's popping. What's going on, Pasha?
It sure is popping. Yeah, we're almost at 500,000 views on YouTube, and the people are loving it. Really silly one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the latest Blue Jays Sandbagger. Ernie Clement, Davis Schneider, Nathan Lukes against the Chicklets gang. It's a wacky, wild one, so go check it out. And what a Chicklets bump these guys have gotten, especially Ernie Clement. This guy is just walk-off dinger left and right. They're buzzing. So, yeah, go check it out on YouTube.
What a beauty. Yeah, that thing was pop. Ryan Shea goes to me the other day. He's like, did you see the Sandbagger? And I was like, not yet. I didn't catch up on it. And he's like, buddy, it's unbelievable. Biz is out of his mind. And I'm like, okay, I got to watch this now. And I think I'm like 3 holes in. I'm only 3 holes in. But
you ain't seen nothing
also,
yet.
just to know, I mean, I just watched the episode. I just listened to the Clement interview. Not once any credit given to us, Arm Dog. We brought Ernie Clement to the Chicklets world. It's our find. He was our guy. The Rochester boys that we're friends with reached out to us to have him on our show. And then we got stolen.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, he got stolen to their show and said, no, we're going to do a Sandbagger with him. So like, oh,
Another idea by me.
Everything's Murls' idea.
we'll let him do the Sandbagger, and then we'll save him for our show for the appearance.
That's so true. We got a group text, Murls, from our buddy Flipper out in Roch. And he's like, hey, I'm buddies with Ernie and a bunch of us are. He skates with us like in the off season and stuff. He's a beauty hockey guy. Oh, really? We should get him on. This is like when they were running in the World Series.
Yeah. And then later, this guy Gager and Ernie, he put him in a group chat with me. I'm in the group chat with Gager, Ernie Clement, and then I send that number off to Grinnell and Biz. And I get, you guys always put this little photo credit up in your stuff. Where's the game notes credit for getting you guys?
No credit for Murl. That's fucked up. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Game notes. We got
This is like the new online psycho that's like, credit me with the information. All those people, like, do you really care that much? Come on. Like, but I get it, Murls. I do get it because we had that guy in the bag, right?
Yeah.
Every time we get like an interview to him, always scared because I'm like, hey, we should get this guy on. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, they're going to for sure steal him because he's kind of like big time, or like there's something like around that time where they're like, yeah. And then sure enough, next episode, it's like the Chicklets has them all. I'm like, damn it. Could get him on the game notes. The chat
was a good idea.
Crazy. That was a good idea. Yeah. You're right, Murls. I love that clip too that you made, Pasha, that little thing with the Murls invention thing. When Witt chimes in, it's like, Murls, what does he say? Murls.
Another idea by me.
Everything's Murls' idea.
Everything is Murls' idea.
He's like holding in a laugh. You can hear him holding in his laugh. Yeah, but that was very entertaining. That was fun.
Yeah, go check it out.
Hey, Pasha, let me ask you this. Is it cool, like when you were cutting that up or obviously off the start, I think it was Davis was the one, he was like, dude, he said it like 8 times. He's like, I can't believe I'm on one of these. I've watched every single one. Like, this is crazy. And then they're saying how nervous they are. Like they're more nervous in a Sandbagger with all your cameras and probably drones you have flying, extreme legendary drone flyer. I mean, we know this, Pasha, but it's
it's pretty cool. Jeff Jacobson said, he's like, it's the first time that they're like playing fans almost, like they were like kind of like, holy shit, we're on a Sandbagger. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah, I thought hearing the guys say that, like the popularity of it, you do such a good job on it. But I just thought it was cool. Like these guys are like big MLB players and just kind of stars. And they're like, I can't believe I'm on here. I was like, that's a credit to like the guys, but a credit to you for like the way you put it together, the music, the way it looks, the way it comes off, how people enjoy watching it too, because it's like so fun to watch. So that's a lot of work. That's like, if you don't know this, like just to edit stuff like that, you have 6 guys on microphone, 6 like I don't know how many cameras in the carts, and matching the audio with all the video to get that all together is just ridiculous with music and all this other stuff. It's incredible, Pasha. Congrats. Good job, man.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. We got 2 more in the works coming up. We got John Gruden and Patty Maroon, Ryan McDonough. That's the one I'm already in the lab cooking up. And then Bob Does Sports rematch coming up after that. So stay tuned. Chicklets YouTube channel.
Matt in the chat saying I'm tire pump. I'm tire pumping guy. I'm a tire pump guy.
I need a little positivity. Things have been doom and gloom over here in Devil's Land. So let me get a couple wins here and there.
Yeah, that Sandbagger is definitely a win. That thing's not gonna. I don't see that thing stopping before 750. We'll get that thing up to 1 million probably within a year.
Memesy's right. Pasha needed this. Thank you, Memesy. You're right.
I did, Memesy. I did.
Yes. I love Memesy.
Go check it out. Check it out. Hit that like button on there. Subscribe to the Spittin' Chicklets YouTube. All right, Arm Dog. It's time. It's time to talk some NHL. It's out of control. Every night it seems like, oh, well, this team's in. That team's out now. This team's in. This is a 4-point game. Blah, blah, blah. Just going bananas.
It is. Like doing the Pens games, like last night doing the Pens games, I was like, Islanders are down. Oh, Islanders tied it now. Buffalo's up 2-1. Columbus, what's going on over there? Oh my God. Like everyone lost in that race kind of last night. Philly, Like, all those teams, Ottawa. So the Penguins are the only ones that won.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got breaking news.
Wow.
Pasha Friedman. Where is he?
Boys, breaking news while I was just chatting to you there. Brendan Shanahan will be returning to Toronto. Be announced as the new GM of the Maple Leafs. Press conference at 4:00 for Elliot Friedman.
April Fool's Day.
April Fools, right?
Come on. You're not going to get me, Pasha.
You're too quick, Murl.
I've been on these since 6 a.m.
Is that the wrong thing, or did you completely make that?
That's fabricated. But I was hoping you'd bite a little bit harder than that.
No, you could have.
I actually believed it, because I'm like, of course this is happening with the Leafs. Of course they would do that. Of course. It's like the guy that goes up yesterday, Keith Pelly, for the GM job, and he's like, we need this, this, and this. He lists the criteria of what they need. And then they're like, and then I'm here in Pittsburgh, and like, Dubas is here. Like, Dubas is exactly what he listed.
Right? Yeah. Good catch, Murr.
Yeah, I've been up since 6 a.m. Got my daughter already this morning.
You can't
told her there was a
Murr.
Care Bear in the
Get
backyard.
one by Murr.
Yeah. So
Hey,
I
Murr,
got her. I got my neighbor across the street on the way out to school drop off. I've been firing on everybody.
You're on it.
I got Yans this morning.
You did get Yans. Yans. That was good. I like that. What did you think? Did you see that Keith Pelly talking about that? I think he's the president of MLSE coming in. He kind of just, like, his job over time has just been like to run stuff to wherever he goes. He's like the head guy. And so he's come back to MLSE. But what'd you make of the press conference? What do you make of the Leafs? What do you think they're going to do? What's this going to look like?
Yeah, I didn't really watch the press conference. Like, I spent enough time on the Leafs the last couple of years when they've gone on these failed playoff runs. I mean, Doug Armstrong was rumored there by people for the last couple months. I don't see that happening. I feel like, why would he, if he was ready to retire from St. Louis, why does he want to go there where it's going to be even more work and more pressure and you got to rebuild almost everything?
Maybe just be the president. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's what he was going to do in St. Louis. So why would he want to go to Toronto? I don't really understand that. I saw Mike Gillis was rumored. I believe it's going to be an agent. And I don't know if it would be Pat Brisson, who Chickless just had on, the super power agent. But the two teams I look at that have maybe, like, one is like won 2 Stanley Cups. Bill Zito, he was an agent before, worked his way up, assistant GM. He's done an unreal job. And I believe the GM in Montreal, is he still the GM? Gorton, or not Gorton. What's his name? Is it Gorton? No, Gorton came as assistant GM.
Kent Hughes.
Hughes. Yeah,
Kent Hughes.
I wanted Posh to be able to say the Hughes name in extra time. Hughes was an agent. And we look how good Montreal, like, that team is loaded right now with young guys, and just they're built the right way.
Yeah. So
I think that's what Toronto needs. So trying to think of some other agents that would do it. I just feel like the agents know better than some of these old guys that played in the NHL or whatever. They got their tentacles everywhere with all these scouts with the young kids, because it's a young man's league now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you have to have, like, they were really high on, like, data analytics and, like, the process of that. And I think that's important nowadays. I think you have to have that, obviously. I think Toronto needs like an everyday guy, though, to communicate with, like, I think there's such, like, an elitist thing with the Leafs. Like, it's people look at them and they're like, their franchise is what it is, right? Like, it's like marquee franchise, world renowned in any sport, right? It's one of those things. But it's like, I think they need, like, more like at least with their communication, like a blue collar communications guy. So you can have the people and the area inside of the hockey ops that is, running that and people directing that and people in charge of that. But I think you have to have someone out front that's like a regular Toronto guy, and whether that's a hockey guy or an agent or something. But I think you need that, like, kind of regular communication, not like high-end business words and, like, fake bullshit. You know what I mean? I think that would go a long way with the fans. I don't know. Like, do you think I should be the GM?
Yeah, well, I saw Mr. Ice put his name in the hat.
Mr. Ice is Biz
You're
officially out there?
Biz is officially in. We had a graphic up that he got named it today at one point.
Here we go in the chat. Robert Oliver Carlson, Bill Guerin type of guy.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. That's exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, just that kind of person. Thank you. That's a great comparison. That kind of like personality, I guess, or like communicator to the fan base, to the media. But can also, handle getting shit done and is a competent guy. But then you have other people under, like Billy Guerin's not doing the analytics. Billy Guerin, inside of his machine, they have those guys doing that. They report information to him that's from the team, that's from players. Should I acquire this guy? No, he's, he lacks in these areas. He's deficient. Like he doesn't fit in our lineup, blah, 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 blah. Like there's room for all of that. More information, the better. But that's why I think I'd be good. I think I'd be and I'm going to hear people would say, if I was the GM, they would say, Murls, they would say, this guy's an idiot. Like this guy has no experience. He's like a hockey guy. We don't need that. We need some, and it's like, you know what? You need somebody that can get the job done, that knows the game. Like I watch all the games. I know all the players.
You've watched more games than anybody else this year.
I'm virtually a scout at the same time as I am a GM. And I understand like the components of what's important inside there, but they would say, this guy's an experience and he's an idiot. And how does this happen? And it's like, sign me to a 3-year deal. Let me go to work. And if it doesn't work, fucking you're in the same spot you've been for the last 50 years. So who gives a shit? Like, like just pipe down. Let me cook, let me cook. And I'll do a press conference every day. State of the freaking Leafs.
There we go.
State of the Leafs.
Will you still do game notes?
Yes, I'll do game notes, and Biz will be my PR guy.
Yeah.
Hey?
I don't mind that. Now I'm like, that guy got me thinking, the Bill Guerin type. What about, here's a name. I think he's been doing some front office stuff, so he might have a little bit of knowledge. Like Guerin did a lot of assistant GM before.
Yep.
So this guy hasn't done as much, I don't believe, yet. But he's a down-to-earth guy. He's from that area. Joe Thornton.
Ooh. He's really down to earth. He's the big Lebowski of hockey.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That would be incredible.
Guys who want to go play for him, like they want to go play with Guerin. Just a beauty.
That'd be incredible, actually. What do you think about Jason Spezza? He's an assistant GM here. Came with Dubas. Like, pretty smart guy, hockey guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, has learned the business. To your point, another guy that's an up and coming guy that could be really good.
Yeah, I could see that.
From the
Toronto
area.
guys from there.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that one too.
All right. I heard people online too saying Craig Adams, Sabres old GM. You know what I think with Craig Adams, and this is like, I don't know if this is like a knock or anything. I just think he's like too nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like too nice. Like it's just, people are saying Prongs. There's a guy too. Prongs would be a good candidate with everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think like a business savvy, smart, team building, X factor shit, like personalities, what you have to have there. He would know all that. He could communicate really well. I think he's a leader, right? Like
guys will be a little scared of him. Like enough. Enough.
Yes. Prongs might be I wonder if Prongs has his hat in the ring. Prongs would be actually pretty legit. They said Prongs for the president. I would like Prongs for the GM. I would like Prongs for the GM.
Yeah, I want Prongs watching the games, like at those games, watching the games, deciding who we're moving on from, stuff like that. But yeah, the GM job it's a tough job. I mean, it's nonstop. You're on your phone all day, all summer, all season. Mm-hmm. It is a huge commitment. So that's also like, which guys want to do that?
And once you get in there though, like like just seeing how they operate here, and like the president, like building out your whole hockey ops, and like who's in charge of what divisions, what areas lead what, how are you managing all that information to like get it to the top of the pyramid. Like there's a lot that really goes into that in managing those spaces and that kind of operation. And then you get your GM who's just like, this is what we're doing with the roster and our team and our prospects and blah, blah, blah. So a lot goes into it, man. I mean, how they want to get it done before the draft, though, Murls. What is it? April, May. You got 2.5 months.
So it's a good amount of time. It flies by for us during watching playoff hockey and traveling around, but it's a lot of time to figure out who you want, who's going to be available, and one guy that's not going to be available, and you can't think, but the timing. The Stars signed Jim Nill right away to a 2-year extension. Make sure to take his name right out of the running for that.
Yeah. What did Elliott say? They were like, would Jim Nill have any interest in coming to the Leafs? Because, like, as you know, when dealing with the media, everybody wants to come to the Leafs. You know that, free agents in any position, the Leafs are getting everybody. That's always how it is. They're always getting everybody. So, but then they're like, Elliot Friedman, I think, put out that tweet. It might have been Pasha Friedman too that was on top of it. That he's like, you know, there was interest in Jim Nill, but that's gone now, and he will be extending. And then the next day, yesterday, they put out a post or something that he signed a 2-year extension. And Jim Nill comes from like a scouting background originally when he started, I believe, in Ottawa and then to Detroit and ran, I think, pro scouting. And so that's kind of his background. Look at the job that he's been able to do. Like, Dallas has just been good since he's been there, I feel. Hey, like, it's crazy. It's crazy how they've done it.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of names that pop up for that. But moving on, we got some injuries. 2 guys we don't like to see injured, Makar and Gauthier. According to our friend Emily Kaplan, they do not seem to be serious injuries. But I mean, 2 guys that are just, I mean, Cutter, I feel like scores every single night they play. We're writing in the group text, Cutter again. And then we all know
what does he have for
can
goals, Cutter? What does he have? Does he have 40? He has like 42, I think, maybe, or something. Am I wrong?
I'm not 100%, but it's got to be close to that because he scores every time I look at them. His release is unreal. The Ducks, I do like those Ducks. I mean, Oilers are starting
their
to turn it
schedule
around, but the
Ducks,
I watch them and I'm like, all right, I like this team. I could see this team winning. And, you know, Gudas, you got that guy in the back end. He stepped up the other night. He was injured. He said, I don't care if I'm injured. I'm going to go out and take a fight on. And he did it. Max Domi actually gave it to him pretty good. I was actually surprised by that.
He welded him.
Yeah.
He welded him. He was throwing, like, when Max grabbed on, he went for that Superman uppercut right away. Like, he just knives those uppercuts in there. Just
like, I was wondering if like Gudas kind of like let it happen. Like I didn't know Max was that tough.
Yeah, like when you go into that fight, and like, credit to him, they said he took off his walking boot to come and play to answer the bell. If there's one team you want to answer the bell against, it's the Leafs. Like, you look across there, it's not like, oh shit, there's a guy over there. Like, I better watch out for Olivier or Delorier, or, you know, it's somebody that's like a middleweight tough. But Domi can chuck him. Like, Domi can throw him. And you got to think Domi wanted that. Like, Matthews is his boy. He loves playing on a line with Matthews. And I want to see Max kind of doing that way more. I want to see Max being more of a prick like that all the time. And like, if it comes down to it, just shred guys like that.
Yeah, if you can do that, do it more often.
Yeah.
And you'll get so much more space for you guys out there.
And you're more effective because you're in the game. You're mean, like, you're involved. You're not just trying to do like skilly. Like, we get it. You have skill. You can make plays. You're a good playmaker, Max. Like, we get it. But like, we need that more when I watch this game. And then you see him shred Gudas. It's like, holy shit. I want that all the time. I want you, like a dog in a cage, getting poked with sticks when you come into a game. Your passing, your playmaking, your hockey sense will be there. I need that other thing all the time. And it's hard to do. It is hard to do. But that's a mentality. But man, he shredded him.
Yeah. At one point, I was like, oh, Gudas doesn't want to, like, he's making sure he doesn't hurt somebody else on the Leafs, because then the media will be all over him even more.
That's true.
And he just let him he just took a beating.
Do you think when you go into that, like, if you're coming into that, I almost had a moment with that. I hit Saku Koivu against Montreal. I caught him coming around the net, just walloped him. And we played a home and home back to back with them. But Sheldon Surrey jumped me and fucking was just giving me the 1-2s on the ice. I was floundering. He was just throwing bombs. But I like kind of tweaked my knee. So they're like, hey, excuse me. They're like, hey, you can't play unless you wear like a knee brace, because I like tweaked my MCL. Because he like folded me down when he got on me. There was a stick down there, like those a gong show. and Montreal fans wanted to kill me. They were like waiting for me to come back, because Saku's like royalty there, you know? And like going into that game, I didn't think anything of it. But then after, it was like people were like chirping me so hard that like I pulled the pin and I pulled the shoot. I didn't want to play, but they wouldn't. I had to get a brace fit for my knee, and then I could play. So it was because it was so close I couldn't. But like going into that game, like you got to be, if you're Gudas, like answering the bell, you're not going in there. I think the mentality, Murls, you're not going in there and being like, oh, okay, let's just do this. You have to be like Tom Wilson or something and be like, I'm still a killer. Like you can't just be like, have empathy. You have to be a psycho. And just, if it's time to go, you answer it, but you're like, you're ferocious. I think Gudas was kind of like, let's just get this over with. You know what I mean? That mentality instead of like a psycho, like I want to try to get someone else, you know? That's a hard mentality to have though.
But I do like that Ducks team a lot. I when I'm watching these other teams, other news, I mean, it's been talked about. Tortorella came in for Vegas. They were terrible again the other night, and they're playing Vancouver.
And Marchessault blew up my slump buster too, buddy. Like, just brutal. But yeah, Torts. Yeah, do you think what's he gonna do? Like, how's he gonna change anything really? Because you can't.
Yeah, I think they're just dreaming of like Rick Bowness, like what he did there. Just hoping. All right, new voice, old guy, like knows the game, knows the players. You're not going to tell these $10 million guys what to do. If you watch back, because I had Vegas, I had the Vegas future last year. I had the bomber jacket. I was watching those Vegas players. They'd come to the bench and they would be rolling their eyes like this because Cassidy was just all over them. You could tell they didn't want it. Like they were so sick of him. And then if you watch this season, it was like that too. They had no heart, no jump, but they didn't the other night either. I thought they would come out and just lay it on Vancouver, who's tanking, who stinks. And it was a tight game.
Like, what are they missing? Like, what is it with them? Because I look at their lineup and we had Robbie Schremp pop on. When was that? Was that at the trade deadline extravaganza?
Yeah.
And he came on and you asked him who his cup contender is, like who you think has a chance. And he's like, Vegas. Remember he said that?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they're always in everyone's mind. I think of, when you look at their personnel, some of the guys they have, and you're like, okay, like this team would be a tough team to play against in the playoffs. Come playoff time, like they'll get it done. They'll find a way, right? We've thought that forever. But it's like, what's missing, Murls?
Because goaltending number one. And I'm always going to be a firm believer. They've all gotten paid. They're all paid out. There's no hunger left. They've all got 8-year deals for $8 million to $10 million, right? Everybody.
That's a good point.
There's no hunger left. And then most of them have won the Stanley Cup. But I think that's what they're doing. They're hoping they can have like a Rick Bowness. He comes in and they get hot and they win 6. They just got to win 16 games.
What button does he need to press to get it going? That's the thing. Like Torts, he's got to have some button. Trick.
They're so. Remember how slow they looked? They were so slow last year in the playoffs.
They were so slow. That was that's what ruined them.
Yeah.
And I thought that they would address it and try to play faster, or maybe they were just tired or whatever it is. But like, they still have that. Now they have goaltending that can't stop a beach ball to go with it. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know what they are. I don't know what's going on with them, buddy.
I like this guy in the chat, Robert Oliver Carlson. I bet Ducks versus Hab in the Cup's final. That would be electric. Two young teams, fresh, hungry, trying to get paid.
Slavkovsky got his 29th goal. He's going to get 30 goals this year. You got Suzuki, who's racking it up. You've got Caulfield, who might get 50 goals.
I think he's at 47, right?
Yeah. I had a question on Wednesday Night Hockey up in Toronto, and we did a thing like, will Cole Caulfield hit 50? And at the time, he was like in the 30s. And I was like, no, I think he'll run out of real estate, like games. I don't know if he can get it done. Like, that's tough to get 50. And since then, he just scores. He's Mr. Saturday Night. And then he gets a Hattie the other night. I'm like, a Hattie is insane. Just popped him right up there. So now I'm like, oh, shit, he's going to get it done. I had him at like 47. Like, he would just fall short. But he's still got a bunch of games left to get it done. And the way he's rolling, he's going to get it done. That would be a good final. That would be a fun final, though. Ducks, Habs. That would suck for travel. Fuck that.
Oh, that might be Chiclet's hair. Chiclet's hair might have to come back for that one. Is that one worse than Edmonton, Florida?
That has to be the longest, worst travel ever.
I don't know.
That'll be horrendous.
That's a good question for the chat. Somebody can Google that up for us while we're going through the last few things here.
Let me tell you about this. Ovi, another 30-goal season last night. Couple goals, 2-goal night. Look at this. 20, 30 goal seasons. That's like far and away better than anyone. That's insane. He does that for fun.
He's still having fun. You see his celebration. It made it 2-0 last night. It's not even a big goal yet. He's going crazy still. Guy loves it.
Here's the rankings of 30 goal seasons. Mike Gardner. Did you know that? Mike Gardner, 17 30 goal seasons. What an underrated all-time player. And you look at it here at 20. How old's Ovi right now? He's 40, right?
He's what, an 86 birthday?
I don't even know.
So somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's an 86 or an 85.
Yeah. Pretty remarkable though. Like, do you think he's done? You score 30, you're not like done.
No, that's what I feel like everybody thought this was his last year, but the way he's playing, the team is decent. And last year they were awesome, but this year it's kind of been a down year, but they're right there. They got some young pieces coming in. I see him playing one more year. If I had a bet, if you made me bet on it, if I had to bet my patio that I'm trying to get built, I would bet he plays one more year for the Capitals at least.
Yeah, like I think he could get easily 20. And like, look at him now. Like, he's not moving around like he used to, no question. And he's had what, 2 D zones face-off starts, but like he can just get 30 in his like easy, automatic, easy.
And he loves it.
Yeah.
He's not like grumpy out there. He's having the time of his life still.
Yeah.
Ovi's a late 85 birthday. So that's why he was in the draft with the 86. I kind of thought that once I said it. But he was the draft before Crosby, who's an 87.
Yeah, Zach Boychuk. He's a late 85 birth year. Shout out Zach Boychuk.
How did Olympia end up doing this year? I kind of lost track of them. In Ljubljana. Oh, I've been watching the German playoffs. Swedish playoffs are going on. I've been hitting a few of those, tweeting them out. Today, there's 2 games, 2 elimination games. I take the unders in those. You know the SHL, they like to go under in those games.
Oh, they love to play scared. They love to play tight. Oh my God, I ran into in New York the other night, Sam Hallam.
Oh no,
Sam Hallam. I run into him. I haven't seen him since I played for him, and he's there at the game underneath after, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Army, how you doing?" I'm like, "No fucking way."
Oh my God.
I'm like, "What's up, buddy?" He's like, "I heard you guys were carving me with the Swedish reporter on your show." I'm like,
"No."
I started dying laughing. I was like,
"Are you April Foolsing me right now?"
No, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I swear to God. So they have like, I think nationals, like, like the national team coming up for world championships. So I think he's kind of lurching around for that, sniffing around on which guys maybe want to go over there, like what's out there, doing a little pre-scout over here. But I haven't seen him forever. He hasn't aged a day. Like, he's a young looking guy, but he hasn't aged a day. I think he won 3 SHL championships. He took some tremendous heat for management of the roster during the Olympics of who was playing and who wasn't. No question, that was kind of a disaster. But probably a lesson learned for him. Like, he's never been in that situation before. So probably a hard lesson going against NHL guys in those situations and having an NHL roster. So it was kind of good to run into him, though. Super nice guy, really good dude. It was funny that he said that to me, though. It was hilarious. We had our Olympic insider Swedish.
I would have panicked and ran away.
No, I was dying laughing. I was like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Buddy, they were hard on you. Hey, the media's hard on you."
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah."
Sam I am
Hallam. Hey, buddy. Sid played the last 2 games. Came back. Left the game. Came back a couple games ago. Gino came back last night, but Sid's 3 points now. Well, one, he's 1 point away from tying Steve Yzerman all-time points, I think in 7th all-time, but he's 3 points away from another season of a point per game, which is pretty insane, right?
Yeah, he's insane. You know what's funny is I almost called Berta I was going to call Berta this morning and have him make a logo with Crosby, like coming on our show today as the April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
But then I panicked. I'm like, "Oh, Sid will get mad." And then if like he goes into a cold slump or something, it'll be my fault. So I was like, nah, I'll just let that rest. We'll get him on here eventually.
So another funny story. So we're at the Garden City Hotel, right, Murls? The old Garden City in Long Island. So I go down to a little restaurant there. I eat dinner there. I didn't venture out of the hotel. I just ate there. And there was other guys like eating there too. They didn't want to venture out. The game happens, 8-3. I come on the plane. Sid's sitting there. He's like eating his plane meal already. And he's like, "Hey, Army." He smiles as I walk by. He's like, "Does it bring back any memories of the old Garden City and the hotel and everything?" I go, Yeah, I got traded in that hotel. And he's like, oh! He starts dying laughing. I took the call. I woke up from a pregame nap in Long Island at Garden City, and I got dealt on the phone with Sid. Like, tell Mario no, tell him no, don't trade me. Crying in the Garden City. Oh yeah, great memories, Sid. Great memories. We got to get him on though. We got to get him on, no question, buddy. Frick, we need him.
Yeah, we're waiting on you. Kane Sabres win. They're 100 points. Avs are 108. Dallas is at 100. First time for my Sabres since 2010. I think, what I see, they need 1 or 2 more points to clinch the playoffs. It's going to be insane out there. They're already truckloads of extra beer coming in. Look at this.
How crazy do you think Buffalo's going to be? Like, it's just been so long. Like, it's a new world out there since they last made the playoffs at all. Never mind, like, being a team now that's like one of the hotter teams or has like one of the top teams in the East. Like, it's going to be, what do you think it's going to be like? You're from that kind of area. It's
going to be nuts. And if for some reason it ends up being Boston, like Boston, Buffalo, first round, that will be nuts. That's who maybe they lost to last time they're in the playoffs. Remember when I was out there watching them when Conley was on the team and they lost to the Bruins, and then the Bruins went on and won the Stanley Cup that year. So that's just an intense rivalry. That would be an insane first round series. We might have to do all 7 games, me and Grinnell, just flying back and forth.
I can't believe Boston's just hanging in there like they are. They're at 94 points.
What I see, they're 9-3-3 in March or something, maybe even better than that. I saw they just keep winning.
They're 7-1-2 in their last 10, Murls. How do they do that? How are they doing this?
Just coaching. That coach turned everything around.
Sturm. New coach.
Great goaltending, big, tough D. And
what do you got here?
You got some weapons up front.
What do you got here too in the West? You got Jets,
They're
right
baby.
There.
And I have the clip. I went and I found the clip, and it's the perfect clip. I don't have to make up anything that you guys didn't believe me. It has everybody. It's from the trade deadline extravaganza on March 8th. And Pasha, are we ready to roll the clip? You guys this. I watched them play the last couple games. I think the Winnipeg Jets can sneak in somehow.
What?
No.
Come on, Murl.
You guys, I'm telling you, you heard it here first.
Come on.
They're 7 points out of the Kraken. You can't trust them.
Stop it.
San Jose's ahead of them. LA and Nashville are 4 points ahead of them. All those teams, those 4 teams I just mentioned, do not scare me. They have 6 home games coming up.
Hey, Murl. Okay, Murl.
You know, they're hot. Hellebuck's the hottest goalie in the world. He's got a save named after him right now.
Yeah, but he's been brutal since the Olympic break.
Great last night.
He was? Oh,
yeah,
I missed that one.
Jets, they got a chance. These next 6 games at home, roll through them. Watch out.
All right, they got Vancouver. That's a win.
We can cut
Ducks,
it there.
50-50. Rink.
We can cut it there. I thought you were part of that clip too. That was trade deadline when you were bouncing around, but I got those other 3 guys laughing at me.
You got me on it. I believed it because the schedule stuff and like just catch fire, right? And they have guys that can you got Hellebuck. I'm looking at their stats right now too. Like, let me look at the standings here. So you said they were 7 behind Seattle at the time, right?
Yep.
They're now 1 up on Seattle. They're 1 point out of a playoff spot with LA tied with them. Nashville has 77 points right there, and Utah's they're too far ahead. They're up into that area. That is crazy what they've been able to do to close that. Now, Murls,
and they also, like, right after that clip, I think they lost a couple because then we have a friend in the organization was calling us and chirping us that I mushed them.
Yeah,
but now I was like, no, they're fine. They're gonna be fine. They're fine. They are. They look good. And imagine having to play them. Also, they say they do get the last spot. You know who they play? The Colorado Avalanche, who they just seem to own. Like they beat them the last 2 games. They always play them tough. McKinnon came on saying how he doesn't like to play in Winnipeg. So watch out for those Jets.
So, Murls, let me tell you this too. Schedule-wise, they do play tonight against Chicago. In Chicago. They're in Chicago tonight. So
let's take those 2 points, add them to the standings.
You hope. If you're a serious team, you got to get those points. No question. At Dallas, at Columbus. So they're on a little road trip here. Let me look at their road record, which is brutal, I think. They're 14, 16, and 6 on the road. 14. That's got to change here down the stretch. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on the road remaining to play, and just 3 home games. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Utah, Philadelphia, and Seattle at home. Like they got it. The road's a problem for them, but the schedule is Chicago, Dallas, Columbus, Seattle, St. Louis, Philly, Vegas, Utah, San Jose. Like that's
not nothing too scary there.
Nothing scary there. It's not like you got like Carolina at Colorado. Like, you're not dealing with that. So what a proclamation, or what would we call that? A vision. What a vision. And I think you convince a lot of people around the league when you came out with that, with the strength of schedule and the way that they looked and how they're playing. 6-2-2, 2 wins in a row in their last 10 games. The Jets, 1 point out of a playoff spot with Nashville, a team that I'm like, what's going on with them? How are they still hanging in there? But they're in there. They're hanging in there, man.
I was going to find these stats against the Avs. They beat them 4-2. They only lost 3-2. Then they beat them 3-1, and they lost 3-2. Then they beat them 3-2. Like they play them tough.
Yeah, they're tight. They play tight games.
And the Avs kill everybody else, but they play them tough.
Well, that's a good setup even for that, Murls. That's a good setup even for that first round little thing that you talked about. Yeah, you never know. Maybe an upset's in the making. Someone in the chat asking if I played for the Habs. Do you have the internet, dude? Yeah, I played 1 year there. You might forget, though. It was just a half-shortened lockout season. That's why I have this.
Michel Therrien was the coach.
Yeah, Michel. But I got all the teams I played for over there. The Thrashers logo. Check.
They used to say Toronto on there, but you took it away because how bad they are this year.
Yeah, they're a horrible team, Murls. Where are we at going now here, buddy?
I think it's time we should do some show Mindsies. We're going to save the college hockey talk for a little bit longer as we're waiting for some late information to come in. But let's roll the graphic, Pasha. Show my. Start us off, Arm Dog.
Okay, my show is, and this is a long time coming, and I'm loving it. Please tell me in the chat if you're loving it as well. People out there. Might have a poll for you off of this as well. It'll be fun. We can all play around with it. There was no goalie fights last year at all. And we saw Markstrom against Shesterkin last night. There's been 3 this year. The first time there's been 3 since 2003, 2004 season. The Russians are loving fighting right now. The Russians are crazy and tilts just going nuts. Bobrovsky, you see there. So it's unbelievable that we've had 3 goalie fights, and I want to send goalies that love to fight to the show. And we've seen it, Murls, we've seen it down the line too, in the American League, or you keep going down, or junior hockey, or some of these things. Like, we got a goalie fight. It seems like it's every week there's a goalies fighting right now, and 3 in the league this year, which is incredible since a long time, 03-04 season. So shout out to the goalies. If you like to tilt and you want to come down and you want to get your frustrations out, you're going to the show. Nothing like if you're at a game live and a goalie comes down the ice and we're like, here we go. We got a goalie fight on the announce. Oh, just incredible excitement, incredible theater. They don't really know what they're doing. They're flailing. It's hard to fight in goalie gear. Their skates they don't have edge work as well, which I think is challenging. But here's the poll. We got a little poll for you coming up now. I want to ask everybody on this poll, who is the toughest goalie of all time? We've put Ron Hextall on there, who is known crazy. Broad Street Bullies back in the day. Ray Emery, who was really tough. He fighting players and stuff, and not just players, heavyweights.
Andrew Peters, right?
Yeah, Andrew Peters. He fought him for 5 minutes with a smile on his face. Shout out, rest in peace, of course, Ray Emery. Tough dude. Patty Waugh, he could chuck him. He'd get in there. He was fiery. He loved to get after it. And then I just put on here Brent Johnson. Remember the one punch on DiPietro? Seemingly could hang in there and just stand there and just boom over the top. Being good at fighting and having good technique is one thing, and he just seemed to have a bomb of a punch too. I'm sure people will say, hey, why isn't Felix Potvin on here? Chris Osgood, another good one. Shout out to Chris Osgood.
Billy Smith, we're seeing.
Billy Smith. Click on this. Shout out to Chris Osgood's kid, by the way, who won for Little Caesars. He scored the overtime winner against the Mount St. Charles at Nationals in Green Bay for the 14U category age group. Osgood's kid, little rebound, side of the net, dunked it for national championships to Little Caesar. So shout out to the Aussie family. But click on these. Who's the toughest goalie ever? You got a late edition, Billy Smith.
Yeah, I do. I got one more edition, but I want to explain that they vote by typing 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat. So that's how the votes go up there. But one guy I would have put in there, I only a few NHL games, but Andy Chioda. Remember when he was fighting in Wilkes-Barre?
Who did he fight? Was that
Nitamaki, the one time in Philly? Like, we had a line brawl going on. I don't know. I was probably getting beat up in the corner, and I hear the loudest roar of all time.
Chico had full mount on him, and he went,
they were going. So then me and whoever I was fighting, like, we stopped so we could watch those two.
Yeah, and then he fought someone else in bingo. I don't know which goalie it was in bingo, but right at center ice too.
Probably Emery. Maybe it was Emery. I feel like he used to say that he would fight Emery in juniors or something.
Peter Budaj was his goalie partner. Did he end up fighting Peter Budaj too?
Budaj was in Hershey.
Did he fight Budaj? Chico got in a few tillies there, but he was intense, man. He loved it. Came right out, just a beauty. He had the long hair ripping. Now he's bald. Of course, like every coach on the Penguin staff, almost bald. Nick Bonino, Dan Muse, but shout out to the show. Goalie fights. Get your picks in 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat to cast your vote.
Love this. Now we have this. We'll start using this with the gambling. Once we start picking up the playoff gambling, we'll have the chat put in who we should bet for anytime goal scorers and whatnot. But thanks to Pasha for doing that. So let's bring on Pasha for his show.
Yeah, my show, guys. Here, how do I? My show is NYPD FDNY hockey game. As you know, we covered it a few years back. The NYPD, they finally did it. Yeah. They upset the Firefighters first time in, I believe, 8 years. So 10. Call them to the show. And massive line brawl at the end of the game, as to be expected. So NYPD up to the show for that.
So that was something awesome that we did. I love that. Mm-hmm. I loved when we covered that game. That was so fun, and not great hockey. Like, not gonna lie, like kind of beer league-ish, but pretty good. But like full commitment to like winning and insanity.
Keep Devils hockey, yeah.
Like, these guys love tilting though. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. Like, they got to go to work the next day
with each other on some of them. Some of the jobs are together.
It's crazy, these guys. So those clips coming out of there. Shout out NYPD and the Fire. I mean, just incredible. This great tradition, of course. But the fights I saw was going like viral on social media again when these guys started chucking. I think there was 3 fights at once, and then when the game ended, they got the win. Everyone came on the ice, and then it was just a gong show down in the corner, and it just
all that was missing was a goalie fight.
Yeah, we didn't get a goalie to Tilly. Yeah, they didn't want to have it. Wow, good call. Good call, Posh.
Nice one.
Shout out to our heroes to the show. Yep, first responders and all those guys to the show. No question.
Yeah, perfect. My next one is kind of a beer league heroes / show. So at our rink in Freer Park, we go down to the showers, and for like a couple weeks straight, say there's 4 shower heads, but we only have 3 hooks for the towels. So one guy's like, throwing it on the ground or trying to double it up on the other one. Then it falls down, and or you try and throw it over something. It's all dusty, And I said, I go next week. Next week, I'm going to bring a hammer and nail, and I'm going to hammer a huge nail into because it's just like hockey sticks that have the hooks on them. I got to do it next week. And this went on for weeks. 3 weeks go by. I'm like, I forgot again. And, we're just throwing the towels everywhere. This guy, Mark Quinlan, goes, I'm going to do better, Murl. He goes, I'm going to bring a hook. I got extra hooks at home, and I'll screw them in. Of course, he forgets the next week. But last week, Monday night, he did it. He brought the hooks. He brought the power screwdriver. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Boom. Now I think we have 8 hooks now for the 4 showers. So plenty of room. So call Mark Quinlan up to the show for doing that. And for me to encourage other people, if you can add little, what do you add? What do you call it? Value. If you can add a little value to your local rink, make it better for everybody, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got to put it. You got to put that on your list, Murl, so you don't forget. You
yeah,
got to have the list.
True.
Okay? How
my next one's like, we need somewhere to put our like soaps and stuff in there. So I'm gonna go get maybe some shower caddies. Hang on there.
He's trying to pimp he's trying to pimp the showers in the rink. You're nuts, Murl.
Hey, gotta improve the place for the kids and for us.
Lazy boy when you're waiting for a shower, so you can chat with the boys, have a beer, and watch the boys shower, and a lazy boy in the corner. Waterproof.
Now we're really going.
Really?
But yeah, improve your local rink any way you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job, buddy.
Yep. Time for the Mindsies, Arm Dog.
Oh, my Mindsies, and this is something that's kind of like I've noticed over the years, and it's the hockey parent, like the youth hockey parent, that their kid's good, and like when they're young, that the parent walks around like they're fucking good. Like, no, your kid's good at 11. Like, nobody gives a shit, dude. Like, quit thinking you're awesome. The parents just wheeling around like they're like the knowledge of the game, like, and their kid's good. It's just crazy. And we were talking about this before, eh, Murls? Like, you were even talking about this, and just like kind of that attitude. And it's nuts to see it. It's just crazy.
They're so young. There's so much stuff to go through. We've talked about it a million times. Like, just be relaxed and be cool. Stop giving the coaches a hard time. Stop giving other parents a hard time.
Yeah,
Jeez.
like nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares.
Relax.
Yes, relax. It's just insanity to see this. So I'm sending those that like, what is that? Like self-important, I don't know, attitude to like the Mindsies. That's to the Mindsies. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Fun. Watch. You can get upset if your kid's not working hard and stuff. I get it. If you're the parent, like that's part of life. Like as a parent, you're like, hey, we need better effort here. But in general, like you're not good because your kid's good at 10. Like just relax and support the rest of the team and the players. Like who cares? Okay. Like, you know, Troy Crosby, like Walter Gretzky doesn't have an air to him. He's not a dink. I met him. He's the nicest, sweetest man in the world. Helpful, nicest guy. Troy Crosby's not like that. Like, you know, he's quiet and like kind of keeps to himself, but he's not like wheeling around like he's the mayor and invented hockey. You know what I mean?
I did that. I invented hockey, so you don't need to do that. Yeah, we almost need the shirt. Like, what would Walter do? The guys were joking at Beer League that somebody had a shirt made. It was like, my kid plays AAA, elite, platinum, like travel hockey, like as a joke, like a shirt. And that's what it's like. People do that. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
They're 8 or 9 years old. Relax.
Yes, you're the Mindsies if you think you're unreal and you're just the parent. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Pasha, your turn. Mindsies.
Yeah, you know, you saw this week Bruce Cassidy let go, Treliving let go. It seems like every fucking team in the league holds people accountable when the results aren't there, except for one, my fucking team. It's embarrassing, this Devils ownership group, the complacency there, the fact that heads haven't rolled. It's just like it's I think everyone can agree the results for the Devils has been unacceptable for quite a while now. And it's just frustrating, you know, you're seeing people be held accountable left and right, except for in Jersey. So, and if Fitzy is going to be fired at season's end, then like Toronto, like why wait? And then why let him run the deadline? So it's just like, yeah, very, very frustrating times.
Tough times for the Devils. For my Mindsies, it's even tougher times. And I'm switching it over to the college game. Absolute Mindsies by Mercyhurst. I don't know if it's Mercyhurst College, Mercyhurst University. My friend Tom McMonagle, you met him out at the Frozen Four last year. The guy that never stops talking, McMonagle, he's from Philly. He went to Mercyhurst, and they pulled their Division I men's program. They're not going to have a team anymore, but I wanted to bring in our college hockey expert, Grinnelli, maybe to give me some more insight on this, on what happened, and is there any chance we're going to bring it back?
I think it's going to be very difficult. I think from what I was told, like the coach was told about this 5 minutes before it happened.
That's crazy.
That's insane. Like these parents entrust these coaches with their kids' like lives, with their livelihood when they send them off to these schools, and to not at least hear from him. And like for the administration to, a lot of these kids were finding out over tweets and emails, and like these kids should have all been called into a room, and the coach should have been the one to break the news. It's just how this was handled. Absolute junk. Absolute junk.
Gee, let me ask you this. It's pretty tough to keep that quiet if 4 months ago they come in and tell you your school's closing down shop. I get that. But it's also you'd have to get ahead of this early, and it is what it is. And it's only fair too, because yes, to your point, the parents and these kids, and they're researching of where they can go play. And, the relationship in recruiting with the coaches and all this stuff. And like, they, to your point, entrust them to go there, and they pick to try to go there. And, they thought this was a good place. And obviously they have history there as a program that's been doing this a long time, to pull the rug out of everybody. And I think it's maybe best that they did it and the coach didn't know too. Like, it'd be worse if the coach had a heads up of it like 3 months ago.
Yeah. But I think he should have been, a week ago, should have been notified. I mean, they're pumping out left and right, like, to donate to the team, donate to the team, donate to the team. And they raised all these money for donations, and they're talking about the future of the program is bright with all this money that they raised. And then they just rug pull everyone. And like, this, like, we're just talking hockey here too. Like, let's look away from hockey. I'd say, I don't know, 98% of the Mercyhurst team is not gonna, well, we could even say 99% is probably not going to play in the NHL. These kids had majors. These kids had friends. These kids, like, they have lives, and it's all just ripped out from under them. Because you have to, like, you can't just quit hockey. You can't just because you can't let Mercyhurst win in that sense. So I think it's just morally, it's so wrong. It's corrupt. It's every mean word I could throw at the Mercyhurst administration, I would do it. It's just, I feel terrible.
I got a question too for you, G and Murls. I see Max Veach in the chat saying same thing happened to RMU a few years ago, which is true.
Shout out to Bugsy, man.
Bugsy fundraised, like, I don't even know how many, $2 million or something in like 3 weeks to save the program at that time. They're still there, but what about, like, can you buy, like, say you win the lottery, G, and you have all these funds, and like Chicklets University wants to buy, can you buy a college program?
100%. Penn State did it. That's exactly what Penn State did. Penn State had a club team. They got Pagula to step up, donate $100 million. I think it was more than that. And then I'm talking to club teams right now, right? For the next season at Chicklets U, the plan is we're actually going to be at UNLV this next week, and we're going to be in Vegas. We're going to be filming some stuff with them. So we're going to pop around to a few different club teams. And what all these club teams are saying is, like, we have the facilities, we have the fans, we have the infrastructure in place to play college hockey. We just need a check. That's the only thing we're missing at this point, is a check. So that's, and it's going to be tough, right? As we move forward, I think you're going to see a lot more of this, actually. It's super unfortunate to say. And from what I'm hearing, I think there's a few other schools that are considering, I don't know the schools, but I think there's some schools that are considering cutting hockey, because I think you see, like, the writing on the wall, right? Gavin McKenna got paid $750,000 to go play for Penn State this year. I mean, Mercyhurst can't pay, and we just had John Buchagras. This is why I'm late for the show. We just did an interview with John Buchagras that airs on Chicklets tomorrow. And we talked about all of this. It's just like, it's impossible for these small schools to keep up with these big powerhouses. And Buchagras mentioned the possibility of, like, leaving the NCAA and in college hockey forming their own federation, where it's almost
like an NHL.
Yeah, and Biz mentioned it's almost like Premier League style. And I'll say, I don't want to get too into it, because that's a great conversation for Chicklets, so we'll save it for there. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these kids just got completely sandbagged, and I personally am looking at the life aspect of it. Like, they got to go to a school that they can, that has their major and has all the credits have to transfer over, and there's a life outside of the hockey rink. And I think these kids just got completely
If
fucked.
they reschedule it or reorganize it, so you have like an NHL, like a college hockey league, an Eastern Conference, Western Conference, like set it up like that. And then you have like a Swedish kind of league model, or those other Euro leagues where you have the play-ins and the play-outs. Yeah, like that would be an awesome setup to have, because then you'd have these club teams that could come in and you audition virtually, and you have to win your under league, which is like D3 or whatever, or D2 or whatever it would be now, and then have a chance to get pushed up. That would be insane.
It would be so fun.
Shout out Hamilton, Division III championship. They won an OT. They beat that Hobart team. Remember, we were talking about them. They didn't lose a game, I don't think, all season. So,
and did you see the cinematic shot at the end of the game that one kid got, of like the fans going crazy, the kids going crazy? Hamilton was an underdog story this year too, the fact that they won this. So very, very cool story for Hamilton.
And like nobody knows about this, but did you see the crowd there? Did you see the insanity there? That was freaking awesome. That was a great shot. That was a great thing. And I seen Oklahoma, the Cowboys, who we met at the outdoor game. They're doing an outdoor game there. I saw something get posted too. G, did you see that?
I said this on game notes when we broke the Oklahoma State story. I said they're going to be playing an outdoor game next season at Boone Pickens Stadium against Oklahoma. I said it all, and it's come true.
It's come
good
true.
Good for Oklahoma State. Like they're a wagon of a program, and you know what they have? They have money. And I think that's why they kicked this into gear so quickly. 5, 6 years, even 3 years ago, I don't even think Oklahoma State had a club hockey program.
Yeah.
But now they do. Now they got the money. Now they're flying private and flying on commercial charters to outdoor games across the country. It all comes down to money at the end of the day, boys.
Yeah, pretty incredible.
Yeah, it sucks for Mercyhurst. I think they kept the women's Division I team and some other Division I sports, but the hockey is out. Mindsies for that, but it's a perfect transition into the Division I college that's still going on. The Frozen Four. We're down to the last 4 teams. We got all the big dogs: Wisconsin, North Dakota, Denver, Michigan. I got some stats. I saw a few graphics I sent over to Pasha to bring up a couple little nuggets here as we lightly preview this right here. Weird note right here from Guy Flaming. Guy Flaming. If he was in the NHL, they'd call him Guy. All 4 starting goalies are freshmen. All 4 came from the CHL, Arm Dog.
Wow.
Your spot. I'm not even going to try to announce those names.
Jan Spunar, Jack Ivankovic, Daniel Hauser, Johnny Hicks. Wow, pretty crazy. Pretty great stories, and shows like how wild it is now that like you're just crossing over everywhere and getting all these players. Hey, let me ask you this. Do you think we talked about Denver enough this year? We just kind of like assume they're always there, but I feel like we kind of did it, and sure enough, like here they are again, boys. And I just think of when we're in mini and like Denver and
every year,
Tristan Bros, and I got my towel.
Buckburger, Boston
still,
Buckburger.
Yeah, he's still
and
there.
This Eric Polkamp kid, 17
Yeah.
goals this year. This kid is nasty.
Is he from Mini? He looks like an absolute lumberjack out there too. Like he is nasty. Like just sees the ice well. Big defenseman. Yeah, what a season for him. He was fun to watch through this tournament. Obviously, if you haven't watched him all year, but
mini guy, San Jose draft pick, 5th round. What a steal for them.
Wow, just he's a game changer out there for them. He has like that fire, he just makes things happen. Awesome to see.
My biggest thing for this Frozen Four is Michael Hage. Is Michael Hage healthy? Where do we stand with Michael Hage? Because I think right now he is the best player left. He's the biggest difference maker left, and I think that if you can get Michael Hage to 100% or 90%, 95, 85%, because I mean, in those last, he was useless essentially in that last game, I feel like. But if you can get him to 85, 90% with this week off, it's absolutely huge. I think Michigan's going to be a very, very tough out. But then I look at North Dakota. Like I talked about them last time.
Yeah,
average height, 6'1", average weight, 195 pounds. One of the biggest teams in college hockey. Colby, I was texting you about this. I think this has to be your team. Bunch of Western Canadians, WHL guys, Sasky boys. They got a bunch of Midwestern in America, Midwest guys. Dane Jackson, we had him on. He was awesome. But I really like this team. They're big, they're strong, they're fast. They have some skill as well with that Cole Reshney and Will Zellers. And I think this team could shock some people. But I'm Wisco. I love Wisco just because like I did the Chicklets U with them. I've developed a friendship now with Mike Hastings. I don't want to say I'm rooting for anyone here because we've done Chicklets U at three of the 4 schools here. But I think Wisco has a really cool story with Inky, their strength and conditioning coach who was diagnosed with cancer at the beginning of the season, and they're playing for him this year. They have the fuck cancer shirts that they're always wearing in the gym. And I just think it's an underdog story for Wisconsin. No one expected them to be here. Mike Hastings has completely turned the program around. The Wisco faithful, the Crease creatures are going to be coming in droves to Wisco, eating up all the beer and cheese. So Someone just put in the chat, Wisco plus 550 to win. Some value there. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to get past Nodak, but I'm so excited to get out there.
Did Nodak not give up a goal the whole time? Right, they shut out.
I don't think so. Yeah,
both games. Right.
Hey, I gotta go. I got a hard out right now. I gotta go catch this plane. G, thanks for joining. I'm Nodak. I see Murls you have on here minus 200 Wisco against North Dakota on Thursday. I'm Nodak. You're right, G. I'm going to stick with them with Schmaltzy. Their coach was a beauty. Came on our show. When was that? Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
Last week, just awesome. What a beauty of a guy. But great teams here. This is going to be an awesome.
Let's get your predictions before you go.
Okay, I'll say Nodak will win. Then I'll go. Damn it, I can't. Denver, man.
I know it sucks picking against them, doesn't it? We've been burned so many times in the past.
Can they just get it done, Denver? And I like Buckburger, Saskatoon kid. I'm going to go Michigan, though. I'm going to go Michigan. And then I'm going to go, And then I'm going to go North Dakota. I'm sticking with them all the way. North Dakota in the final. Those are my picks. Boys, I love you. Chat, I love you. Got to go catch a plane. All right, we'll see you next week, right before the Frozen Four, boys. Good luck breaking this all down.
All right, Arm Dog, there it is. I was going to give you a nugget. Not talking about Michigan enough. I went down and saw the guys after their game. I talked to Deschamps, the assistant coach, my old buddy, and Brandon Naranjo was there. I'm not sure he was too pleased with me because he knew I was like I was talking about Duluth. You know, I was on the Duluth train. I was on the Plant Brothers train. But they got
These
it done.
guys watch everything, Murls. Like anytime that's why I caught myself there when I was starting to go on Wisco. But I'm like, I ain't rooting for anyone because every time I establish a team that I'm rooting for, one, they lose. Look at Penn State. I don't think Penn State's ever won a game that I've been at. And then two, the coach texts me. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
We had beers.
Not only did you bend the 3 out of the 4 for Chicklets U, check them out, but I have the next graphic up. It's the all-time championships. Teams won,
isn't it?
NCAA.
Isn't it crazy too, Murls, that these 4 teams have never all been in the Frozen Four at the same time?
Yeah, and now they are, and they're all 4. I guess the graphic's not coming up, but they're the 4 most. There it is. Denver's 110, Michigan 9, North Dakota 8, Wisconsin 8. The next closest is Boston College 5. So it's pretty crazy. Those are obviously the 4 best organizations or whatever you want to call it as just blue bloods of the sport. You don't notice underneath Michigan State got cut off. RPI has 2, just so everybody knows out there. That got cut
Denver,
off.
real quick, dude, like 4 out of the last 5 they've been to, 7 out of the last 10 they've been to.
Frozen Fours?
Yeah, if they end up doing this, David Carl might be like the best college coach in hockey history. Like this guy, I mean, it's so tough. Like you got Red Berenson and Jack Parker, these guys that did it forever. But like what he's done in this time period, it is unlike anything I've ever seen.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. He was there. Don't forget he was there as the assistant when Monty was the head coach and they won too. So
he's a winner.
Yeah, he might even been there as an assistant for some other ones too before that one because he had to stop playing so young and they kind of just put him on the staff. But we were talking about the Leafs GM job. Maybe you just give it to him and he'll just figure out a way to GM and coach and he'll turn the Leafs around.
Bad idea. Just name him president.
Yeah. Put him in charge of everything on that point.
But Murl, who do you like? Who's your pick? I didn't ask you.
Yeah, my predictions. I got to go North Dakota. They just look too strong. Wisconsin stole that game from Michigan State. Credit to them, but the North Dakota is just they are good, and I can't go against Michigan again. I can't go against Denver. Give me Denver, North Dakota. Give me Denver winning the championship.
Okay, I like that. I at the beginning of the in my bracket, I had Michigan winning it all, so I'm going to stick with them. I just think, like I said, I think we pulled up the graphic earlier. Jack Ivanovic, they finally got their goalie. That's what this Michigan team is needed. All these times they go to the Frozen Four, they just need their goalie. They finally got him. So I got Michigan winning the national title, but I'd love to see anyone win besides Denver.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I mean, we had an awesome time Friday in Albany, and it turned out all right. We ended up with like 7,000 people in and out of the building on Friday. And I know you guys think that, but you got to remember, like, there was probably 1,000 people that came for Michigan and Bentley and then left. And then another 1,000 comes in just for that
But
game.
no one came in for the second game. It was 9:15.
Yes, I had plenty of buddies that did that.
They just came for the second one at 9:15.
Yeah, put the kids to bed, got all the odd jobs done, and then came. And then Sunday ended up a lot better than I thought. I thought Sunday, when they gave us the 5 p.m. time, it was going to really screw us. But it was fine. The only problem is they opened up those top decks, and they should have pushed everybody down. They should have the bands should be in the lower decks and
be on the glass. The band should be right on the glass.
Yeah, like they give Michigan that section at the early game, and then they leave. They don't. It's all the parents and friends. They're not staying for the next game. They're going to dinner. You got to give Penn State that exact same section. So it doesn't look empty on the TV. Just get everybody packed down there. That lower bowl in Albany is bigger than most people think because it's an NHL-sized rink. So that bottom bowl probably holds 7,500. So when it does look a little empty, it is loud. And then, I mean, the boxes. I don't know how they count the people in the suites, but I know the suites we were in, I was bouncing around. There was 35 people in every suite when they're probably counting them 12.
The boxes were a great time.
Yes.
But I mean, overall, I thought the biggest disappointment I thought was like they didn't really make it an event. Like there was no, and you told me about the old days of that rink. Like, you walk out the main stairs and all those places now where it's like a jewelry store, a dentist, those all used to be bars, and they'd block off the street and they'd, have food vendors outside. And I mean, we walked in at noon, 1 o'clock, and there wasn't a single sign.
Crazy.
Nowhere, all around the building, nothing saying, hey, we have premier college hockey. We have some of the best college hockey players in the country coming here tonight. They didn't do a good job at promoting it. So that was a little disappointing. And yeah, I mean, I just thought like you want kids to like want to come back. Like I go to all these college hockey games and it's got to be about the kids. We got to ship, like there's so many kids that adore college hockey, and like we're not making it a fun enough experience for them. Like have the little carnival stuff outside. You can get some cotton candy,
face painting,
all this stuff. Like, you like a Michigan face painter and a Denver face, like all these fun things. Have the mascots walking around out there.
It's
like,
so easy.
It's so easy.
They do it there for other games. I don't know what happened. They block it off, put the stage, they get a cover band and like that. And then you just have all these different booths and just do anything, like make it an event to come down there. Agreed. And then, I mean, Sunday was even like less of an event because everybody's kind of just showing up to the game. You found one bar that was serving food and drinks, and everybody was in there trying to watch the early game. That just needed to be better marketing. But that's what, like with that lack of marketing and stuff, I still thought it was pretty fun. I knew everybody, like everybody walking through the concourse. It was every beer leaguer I ever played with, every kid I grew up on youth hockey, high school hockey, or coach I had, or the parents of the kids I'm coaching now and learn to play. Everybody in the local community was there.
It was very cool. And I'll say this, like, no knock on the city of Albany, no knock on Troy, Albany. Like it wasn't like that. That is a nice little downtown they have there. I got to go over to the Ruck, have some unbelievable beers and wings. And the Ale House, the great tequila Chipotle wings over there. Fantastic. But yeah, no knock on Albany, no knock on, the area at all. It was more just like the overall promotion of the event. But it was cool to go around and see your hometown, meet all your buddies, get the tour with the GM, Murl's dad. He drove us all around Troy, showed us all the properties they own. Murl's owns legit the entire town of Troy. It's nuts, but cool to see where you grew up with the pond right next to you. And cool to see RPI. What a gorgeous campus that is, man.
Yep. I wish we had more time to show you even more stuff or even like relax and take some more in, but we were limited on time.
I will say too, I wish fucking Army was here for this too. Like I got to go to the Murls house, and there's a lot of odd jobs that you had to be doing and had to get done. So I almost give you some credits. Like there's you forget, like, moving into a house. I just moved to my place. I moved here in October. It's April. I still have boxes everywhere. You built a house. Like that's way more difficult than what I had to do. So yeah, I had to side with you there. We did school pickup. I got to go through all the chores with Murls, and you have a busy day on your hands.
Yeah, we got a lot getting done. I mean, we started from scratch too with all the furniture and everything. So that's just been a thing. And it was awesome to host you. I just wish we had more time. All my buddies asking me all day Saturday, where's Grinnell? Where's Grinnell? Where are we watching the next games? Is he still here? They were all looking for you. And then the other half thought you were going to be there Sunday. Where's Grinnell? Where's Grinnell? Oh my God. He could only handle one day in Troy.
After, what was the place we ended the night at?
Ryan's Wake.
After Ryan's Wake, met all the RPI hockey players out there. And at that point, I was walking home and I'm like, I am getting out of here so fast in the morning. I know I'm going to feel awful after this one.
Yeah, we didn't get you to the Manneries for breakfast in the morning. Would have made you feel a lot better. We'll do that next time when we get you up here for the RPI Chicklets U, and we're going to do that shortly.
Murls, I don't know. Before we move on from the college hockey, Roger McQueen just signed with the Ducks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just got that notification
Pasha
from
Friedman.
So Providence loses their big dog, Roger McQueen. But there was some breaking news. I don't know if you guys touched on this during the show in the college hockey world. Johnny Lazarus actually reported this, but Ethan Wittenbach will be back at Quinnipiac next season.
Oh,
that is a massive get for Rand Pecknold and the Bobcats. After essentially dominating his freshman year, over 50 points. I thought this kid, and he's going and hanging out with the Calgary staff when they're at MSG. I thought it was a lock that he was going to go sign in Calgary and that he would get right into the system there. But he's going back to Quinnipiac. I love this move. I think this is a great move. Go develop. Calgary is not ready for Ethan Wittenbach yet. Calgary is going to stink again next year. They're probably going to stink again the year after that. So go back to Quinnipiac, develop. You got one of the best coaches and one of the best guys in college hockey in Rand Pecknold. And if I'm not mistaken, Quinnipiac getting a whole new renovated locker room for next season. So he's got the facilities. He's got it all. And I'm sure Quinnipiac and Rand put together a nice NIL deal for him to come back as well.
Yeah, I was trying to flip him to RPI. Good to hear. Go back, put on a little more weight, maybe get a little stronger. You just heard Ryan Miller on Chicklets talk about how extra years, like
Danny Briere too, talking about Porter Martone. He was just like, I want to thank Michigan State for their development of Porter Martone and him lifting and eating and becoming a man every day. It was like, oh shit. I think he just killed the CHL with that one quote.
And while we're on that same thing, that the most impressive player to me the whole weekend in Albany was Max Plant.
Yep.
He was as dominant, especially when they went down on Sunday. There were some shifts where he was a man amongst boys. He was just trying to will his team. Like the puck, I'm like, dude, watch this. He's going to take this puck too. There was 5 guys on him in the corner at one point. He came out with it again and started ripping around. He was so impressive. So
he's like what I was looking for from McKenna
or not.
He was like what I was looking for from McKenna. In that last period, I remember everyone in our box was like, all right, time to be the first overall pick. Go take over that game and be that man amongst boys where you can just see like any average hockey fan can look and be like, oh, that guy's better than everyone else.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more. I thought that about Max Plant. The whole game, I'm like, this kid is he's a step faster. He's skilled. He's intense. He's awesome. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens here with him.
Yeah. I was really impressed with him. I haven't been impressed by a college player like that in a long time. And then, I mean, in the third, he was going on the bench for it seemed like 10 seconds and then coming back out. He just played a ton. I would love to know his minutes. He left it all out there, but his
Detroit
younger brother's coming next year. So
yeah.
I think maybe he wants to stay, maybe to play with him.
Yeah, like with Detroit in the playoffs, like I don't know. I feel like I could see, or almost like I could see them wanting Plant now. And if he hasn't signed yet, it's a little like, I mean, it's almost a week since they lost that game. It's like, I feel like he's got to be going back. And now that you mentioned the brother thing, like you're only going to get the opportunity to play with your 2 brothers once in your life. Like I wouldn't be shocked one bit if he's back at Duluth next season. And oh boy, if that's the case, they're going to be a scary team.
Yeah, they had so much fun. We had them on the show. They're just having the time of their lives.
Surfboards and stuff.
Why not do it one more year? Go on a run like this, and then jump into Detroit next April. What's the difference? So, yeah, awesome job there. It was awesome. Frozen Ford weekend off. I'm not sure about that move either. We could talk about that next week, but got all this momentum, all this talk, and we're going to wait a week off. I don't love that.
I don't love that either.
We got to move on. We got to get on to the NHL picks for tonight. G, I don't know if you've looked at the board at all, but there's only 3 games tonight. And
big games, though. Huge games.
Huge games. I know. I mean, if RA was on this show right now, he'd be on Vancouver because they're plus like 360 or something ridiculous.
He loves the juice.
Because Colorado is such a favorite. So the way I'm going to attack that game, because I want to watch it, I'm going to do McKinnon 2 points, Natchez 2 points each, parlay plus 138. That's how I'm going to get to that one. The next game on our sheet is the Blues at LA. I'm the Blues guy. They blew that game again. If you go back and look at how many points the Blues given away in the last minute of games, either getting tied up and then losing in overtime, or just like that,
that's
losing
crazy.
straight up where they don't even get a point. They'd be almost close to the division lead. I think that's how many games they've blown. But I'm going to take them again to win tonight. And I'm going to take the Ducks to win tonight, minus 115. San Jose is hanging on, but I love this Ducks team.
Really? I would have went with San Jose just because isn't Cutter Gauthier out, right? Like that one scares me. Leo got kind of banged up. Was it last game? So yeah, that's risky. I like it.
Did he end up losing last game? Or was it 2 games ago?
Yeah, he left and then came back, right?
Yeah. So I'm on the Ducks, and part of that other reason is I need the Sharks to lose so my Jets or Blues can get in.
Ah, yes.
Is the other thing I'm doing there.
Yes.
So that's my 3 picks for tonight. Quiet slate, but tomorrow night it picks up 14 games. What's jumping out at you? Start, G, before I give my picks.
Oh gosh, I mean, I think you got to look at all the Eastern wildcard games. That Buffalo, Ottawa, that's a huge one. Detroit, Philly, that is massive. Wow. That is as big a game for both these teams this season, and I want to see Philly get in. I want to see Philly get in so bad, mainly because of the war that Paul Bissonnette has had with the Flyers fans all season, and now like Rick Tocchet is like willing this team into the playoffs. Like you see his pregame speeches and you're like, oh my God, like the players love this guy. Like the only people who hate this guy are the Mitchkoff fans. So it's Biz is such an entertainment genius. It'd be hilarious if he like jumps on the Flyers bandwagon for the playoffs if they get in or something. But yeah, I mean this Detroit Philly, and then we were talking about on Chicklets today, like you got radio hosts in Detroit saying they want the C stripped from Dylan Larkin if they don't get in the playoffs this year. Like these people are nuts. Like Dylan Larkin is far from the issue. He's got 30 goals this year.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna get to whatever teams miss. The media is on them. They're gonna be tough. I understand that. Yeah, I can't believe that game is gonna be huge. I mean, Ottawa, what a egg they laid last night. The goalie doesn't play the one night because he wants to rest. Then he shows up. He gives up 5 in the first period. I wanted them to get in, but after those 2 games down in Florida, I can't.
You don't think they have a bounce back?
I don't know. I'm staying away from that one. I'm gonna stay away.
Yeah, I mean, this is I don't want to stir up Senators fans. I don't want to stir up the Martian. But I just don't get how Brady Tkachuk can go into this summer happy with the organization and happy where he's at right now. I saw a Photoshop of him in a Detroit Red Wings jersey the other day. Whew.
Beautiful.
They got all the assets to get him too. It looked good. But yeah, it's just I feel bad for the Senators fans too. Like what they're dealing with. That's
just like at Buffalo. That's just a tough game for a bounce back. So I'm going to stay away from that one. But the next one up, I'm going to go after Pens, Tampa. I'm going to go over 6.5. The Pens are just scoring no matter who's on the ice, who's in the lineup. And obviously Tampa can score. Cooch kind of gone quiet the last week after that just insane run he was on. So maybe he has a big night. I'm just going to go over 6.5 there. Next one up is Montreal at the Rangers. I'm going to have to take 3-way. I think the odds are going to get too big. Montreal's won 6 in a row. They are humming. So they're going to take care of the Rangers. Carolina money line, Columbus at Carolina. Columbus, they're the team we all love, but they've been struggling. Carolina gave it to them last night, so I'll be on Carolina money line. And then I did this one for the arm dog, but he's gone. I did a puck line parlay. I know he loves those. So Oilers -1.5 and the Wild -1.5. As I've talked about, Vancouver is tanking. They're on a back-to-back, Colorado to Minnesota. I don't think it gets much tougher than that. So I look for the Wild to run away with that one.
Murl, I'll leave you with one thing here. We may last game notes, I agreed to join you and Heat Daddy in Buffalo if there is a Bruins versus Buffalo playoff matchup. On tomorrow's Chicklets, I won't say who, but we may have got confirmation for one more to join me, you, Heat Daddy, me, you, and the Heat Daddy if this Buffalo Boston series happens. So tune into Chicklets and listen.
All right. I like that. I'm excited for that one. I'll give Arm Dog Slump Buster. He had a Slump Buster. Obviously didn't work last week. Marshall, I was surprised he didn't get one. I really thought, because that's when Nashville was humming too. And he didn't get one. So he joins Marcus Foligno and the Sergeant Legionnaires as the three people or teams he could not slump bust, but he's got a new one. He's going out to the desert. Not only is he going out to the desert for the national championship game, he's going out to the desert for Thomas Hertl. 13 games, no goals. So Arm Dogs, Slump Buster of the week, Thomas Hertl, get it done. And I can see him getting it done on the power play. Plays in the bumper spot there. Eichel down to Stone into him or whoever's in those spots. Bowman's down there sometimes. But I like that one. I almost was going to tell him to do Eichel power play goal because now it's getting talked about that he's gone the whole season now without one. It's crazy.
I thought that Army, knowing the type of guy Army is and knowing like the style of hockey he likes, I was waiting for the Troy Terry slump buster to get a hit, just one single hit, because he hasn't gotten a hit all season. So I was waiting for that, but I like that he didn't do that because that would be the best record of all time. Yes. Not a single hit all season. Crazy. So I'm glad he didn't touch that one.
Yeah, that was good. I think that's it. I think that is it. Me and you will be heading to Vegas. It looks like we'll be probably getting in Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. We're going to cover those practices, maybe do some Chicklets U stuff. We got both games Thursday, early games out there. It'll be 2:00 local and 5:00 local, which leaves a lot of time for the craps tables after if you're out in Vegas. Migsy will be around. Probably Philip, the agent, might be floating around. So we'll have a good trip out there. And then the Arm Dog will be coming in as well.
And anyone that knows anything about the UNLV hockey team, whether you're a fan, alumni, you had a buddy that played there, DMs are open. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about this team. But it really seems like it's a paradise to play college hockey. I've talked to some of the players. I've talked to some of the staff. I mean, it is paradise for these kids. So I'm excited to show everyone that. Excited to get to Vegas. Murl.
Yeah, I got one more thing. One more thing before we go. Got something in the mail. Got to show the people. Here they are. There they are. The game notes shirt right there.
Let's go. I think I got mine today.
And these are the good ones. These are the good material. Comfort colors. I don't know if we're allowed to give those ads.
Yeah, comfort colors.
That's the good quality t-shirt right there. Feels good on you. Looks good on you. I had it on the games on Friday. Looks good. Feels good. Play good. Get over to the store. Buy those. Support the boys.
You want a game notes hat? You got to go buy the shirt first. We got to hit 500 shirts. We're almost there. We're getting there. We're inching away. But we got to get to 500 shirts before we can get a nice 47 brand hat.
I like that. Thank you to the chat for joining in. I see some people already bought the shirt in the chat. They got them on Monday. Shout out to our favorite sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook. Go over there, $5. Use code Chicklets. You get $200 instantly, bonus bets. Remember, find us on all the audio, Spotify. Go on YouTube, comment, like button, share it with everybody. Let everybody know about it. Again, go buy your t-shirt, game notes. Next week, we're still in the works on it, but I would guess we're going to be Wednesday. I think we're going to be able to get it off on Wednesday. Hopefully it's right in the middle of some of the practices out there. Maybe we can get some guys to pop up. We will see. It's all in the works. We're trying to make an extravaganza. The Frozen Four.
Nothing like a game notes extravaganza, baby.
So stay tuned for that. Thank you, G. Thank you, Pasha. Thank you, Berta. Anyone else in the back there? Thank you, guys. Thanks, Arm Dog.
Big Chicklets with John Buchagras coming tomorrow. Tune in. Great RA's World as well.
More college hockey talk. We all love that. See ya.
Under. No goals.
It's time to check the game notes. I think we're going to have the show of the year here.
We're almost having magical moments here.
Show Mindsies time, Army. Show. Start us off.
What an opportunity. Another idea by me.
Everything's Murls' idea.
Summer.